itsmontez.com. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you don't do that, you're not going to be able to keep up. Duh. itsmontez.com. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you all are probably wanting to get deep down into these things that you probably are going to, you come here for anyway. But I definitely wanted you all to get some insight on this individual here, on this man here that's doing some things, get some backstory to a little bit about who he is. I'd actually like to break down and talk a little bit about these 4 rules. How did you come up with it? Was it from you looking back from the iMarkets Live TV, or was this something that you acquired after making mistakes and learning?
I told it a little bit of both. So IML TV, I attend a lot of classes. There's different types of strategies. So what I learned, there's so many different strategies, obviously, with trading. There's long-term, there's short-term, there's scalping. In my personality, I'm more like a scalping. So I figured it out because there was no system in the IML with scalping. I'm like, boom, right there. Because an IML TV, there were like intradays. And next thing you know, it came up with the powerful software. Web Analyzer came out like November. I'm like, this is a perfect software. And guess what? I demo it as much as I can. And next thing you know, I play around with it, play around with the indicators. And next thing you know, that's how the 4 rules, David's 4 rules was created. But just play around with it. And next thing you know, is very accurate.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Montez McCamish from itsmontez.com. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you don't do that, you are not going to be able to keep up. Duh. Thank you so much for tuning in. Writing can be hard for some people, and coming up with, just doing it. What's your passion behind writing? What put the passion inside you to be able to write this book?
I have always been a writer, and I've always been a reader. Those are the 2 things that are the most consistent in my life since I was a tiny little girl. And so I think I always knew that I would write at least 1 book. I just wasn't sure what that book would be. And so I would say I was excited to write the book. I always knew I'd write a book, and I didn't get nervous or worried about it until I actually sat down after the contract was signed. Because what happens is, when you write a book that's going to be, in print format, it's going to be in libraries and on people's desks and in their bookshelves, you realize that what you're about to say is tangible. Like a blog post, I can delete that. A website, like if I post something on Facebook, they say it's always there. That's fine, but I can still delete it. And so when you're putting something in print, it's like, oh my gosh, this is real. This is actually happening. This is real. This is like tangible in book format. So that was where I got a little nervous. And so you have to be prepared for that. Be prepared that there are going to be some, mental pieces that you have to coach yourself through, or, again, work with a coach. But for me, it was an exercise in self-discipline, in preparation, and really just knowing, like, if I don't write this book, it's never going to be out there. And there's also a contract that's been signed. There's never a better thing to do to get yourself motivated to do something than to sell something or sign a contract, because once you do, you have to follow through. And so, like, that has always worked for me. Sometimes I've sold like online training programs that I have not yet developed. I have an outline for it. But once you sell it, you have to do it. And so that's a great motivator. So it was I prepared for it. I kind of knew that, as I was in negotiations around the book deal, I knew that I was going to probably sign. And so I immediately began an exercise of writing, 1,000 words minimum, sometimes 10,000 words a day, whatever was in my head. And so a great way to become a great writer is to be a great reader. And so the more you read, the more, and the better quality that you read, the better a writer you'll be. I tend to write in a conversational style where I write the way that I speak, but perhaps a little more eloquent. And so I think that it's really useful to practice writing and just sort of brain dump. Just every day, just dump what's in your brain. It can be even like I have, Word documents hundreds of pages long. And some of those pages are, I can't believe I have to write today. I have nothing to say, nothing of value. I have, nothing in my head. And I just would write that because that's what was in my head. And just dumping all that's in your brain helps you get into the craft and the practice of writing. So that's kind of how I did it.
That was pretty nice there. I really like that answer. You are what you read. You pretty much like you write what you read, and as you that's. You're now watching itsmontez.com. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. You said you use Facebook as a major platform, and you know it's a learning curve. There's a learning curve that you're going to have to conquer there. If you give any tips and tricks that you are willing to share on that learn curve that people, so maybe they might advance a little bit quicker there.
First of all, and it is something that I have covered on my Facebook profile a couple of times, because I think it is super, super, super important to being successful online. If you are not already doing it, you need to create your own brand. You need to brand yourself. I know your profile to you is like your personal thing. And if it is that you feel like you don't want to mix your personal with your business, then create another profile just for your business and create graphics on your profile that portrays your brand, that shows people who you are, what you can do for them, and exactly how you can help them, what you're about. Because your Facebook profile is basically your storefront, right? When people come to your profile, the first thing they're gonna look at is your cover photo. Okay, who's this? What do? They're gonna look at your about section. They're gonna look at your description. They're gonna scroll down to your profile and see, what are you doing? What are you about? What are you posting? Are you a positive person? Are you a negative person? Are you like a political person? You're a religious person? You know what I mean? People look at all those things before they even think of approaching you. So a huge tip that I wish a lot more people would pay attention to is brand yourself, guys. Brand yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Montez McCamish from itsmontez.com. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you don't do that, you're not going to be able to keep up. Duh. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Montez McCamish from itsmontez.com. You are now watching itsmontez.com. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Now, as far as like tips and tricks of the trade, you know, like kind of like what you've learned since you've gone through this process. I mean, there's ups and downhill battles to this whole music industry. It's confusing. It can get frustrating dealing with different things. Do you have any tips and tricks or trades to be able to share with someone else that might be wanting to get to the level to where you're at, you know, to put their passion in, just like you have?
Yeah, man. One thing is like one thing that was big growing up, man, was my race. You know, I grew up in like the rougher parts of San Francisco, so it wasn't normal for somebody other than like say, you know, African American that was to be rapping. You know, so it's just for me personally, like a lot of my friends are black. You know, so you know, I just stayed being myself, man. I wasn't trying to like pretend to be somebody else. You know, I just be yourself, man, and stay true to yourself, you know, because you don't want to sound like everybody else. And at the end of the day, people will know, you know, when people listen to music, they know what's real and what's not real, you know. So you can have somebody that's really good, but they're not being themselves. It's not really gonna work, you know. So it's just be yourself, man. And second thing I can say is freestyle. The more you freestyle, the better you'll get, man, because from the way I look at it, rap it's just a big freestyle, man. You know, even if you write down your lyrics, you're freestyling in your mind. You know what I mean? You're just saving your best freestyles, kind of, in a way. You know what I mean?
What's up? It's your boy DJ Bear in Louisville, Kentucky on itsmontez.com.